Morning VC, it's Sunday 19th of May and I'm quite excited. I'm going to the Kempton Park record fair today. New record fair. It's being run by one of the guys I know from my local record fair in Twickenham. It's the first one he's set up. He's hoping it's going to be a big success. There are 150 stalls, so that's a day's worth of digging. So I might take some footage while I'm there. But if not, I'll see you on the other side. Hopefully I have a bag of goodies to show you. So what a great fair. I spent far too much money. I've also spent nearly 4.5 hours there. I'll still be home though in time to watch the final day of the Premier League. Come on, you Gunners! And yeah, I'll sort out what I bought today, and I'll do a bit of video for you showing what I've picked up. Got some real gems. One album I've been after for donkey's years and got it cheap, so I'm very pleased about that. So yeah, check in with you later. Okay, well that was fun. So this is what I got in no particular order. I'll whiz through these. I've played a couple of these now, but I'll wait and review these properly another time. In fact, if there's anything here I show that you particularly want me to talk about in more depth, just leave a comment and I'll try and get round to that. This is the one I've been after for a long time. Couldn't believe I picked this up. Bluebeard, Bad Dream. Love that artwork. Fantastic sleeve. And this is a really good bit of progressive pomp rock. Can't go wrong with that. Tangerine Peel, Soft Delights, which features one Mike Chapman, who obviously went on to write a lot of hits for the Sweet and bands like that. And there's hints of that glam thing in here, but it's a bit all over the place from what I can recall. But looking forward to giving that a bit more time. Alamo's self-titled album, which came out, don't think it says there, but I think it's about 71, 72. And it's a good bit of organ-led, hard and heavy rock. Then this was sealed, I couldn't believe it was sealed, a 1969 album, still in the shrink wrap, completely unplayed. Raven, which I believe are a kind of a soulful rock band. Looking forward to giving that one a listen. I can't remember offhand what I paid for all of these, but perhaps I'll put it on the screen next to them roughly what the prices were. Got a couple of Triangle by the Beau Brummels. Been after this one for a while. It's not an original, but is a quite a nice Greek pressing on that sort of late 70s, early 80s Warner label. Get that back in its sleeve. So a lot of deals to be done at this record fair today. I'm not shy about asking for a discount or asking if that's the best price that somebody's got on something, and invariably people will knock their price down. I think they expect to be challenged a bit on their prices, which is fine. When I've done record fairs, I'll always do the same. Kansas Freaks of Nature, really happy to have this. It's not that long ago this came out on vinyl back on Black Rock Classics, but it's hard to pick up now and goes for big money. But I think I paid about a £5 for this. Absolute bargain. Perhaps 10 quid, but wow. Finally got a copy of the first Jefferson Airplane album. think it's a pretty early UK pressing. Haven't looked it up on Discogs yet, but very happy to have that. Obviously that's with the original singer, what was her name? Signe Tolly Anderson. So before we got Grace Slick. Nitzinger, John Nitzinger, who plays some mean heavy guitar. He had a bit of a hand in playing with Bloodrock at one time. I think I'm right in saying that. I have the first self-titled Nitzinger album, so when I saw this, had to pick it up. This one looks rough. Some bad ringwear there, but Terry Knight and the pack. Terry Knight was obviously involved in being the sort of guru, Svengali behind Grand Funk Railroad. And this, I think, is far more in a kind of garage rock sort of style. They do a cover of Can't Get No Satisfaction. So, be interested to hear what this sounds like. Again, a cheap one, as you'd expect with that kind of ringwear, but I think the disc's in pretty good shape. Country Joe and the Fish together. Nice early pressing of that. And Willie D and Abrupt Edge. And that album couldn't look any more high-tech 80s if it tried. I've mentioned Willie D before. He sung on the Pipe Dream album, which I particularly like. He's on one of the Captain Beyond albums, and he sang Gary Moore's G-Force. Great voice. I'm fully expecting this to be super slick 80s AOR, but if he's singing on it, I'm sure it's great. Sealed copy of the Dead Daisies. I think they're the most recent album, 2022 I think it's came out, so it's got Glenn Hughes on vocals. This I think was a tenner, still sealed, got the original price on there, so absolute bargain. Tintin, like it says there, produced by Maurice Gibb, and this is a band very much in that kind of early Bee Gees Baroque pop kind of a mould. I have another of their albums. I don't know whether they only did the 2 albums, but I've got one of their albums. And again, no-brainer when I saw this. Doesn't crop up that often, not in my experience, so very happy to have it. Then this, another bargain, Crippled Black Phoenix. What's this album called? Banefire. Triple album, new and sealed, £10. Broken the seal on there, original price, 50 quid. Great bit of modern day prog. And this is a bit of power pop, kind of punky end of power pop, the plain white tees. Very happy to have this. Comes on nice bit of red wax. I've no idea what this is really. I know who Fist are, great new wave of British heavy metal also rans, but this is a double album, Back with a Vengeance Volume 2. And I recognise some of these tracks off the album they had on MCA in the early 80s, which was called Turn the Hell On, I think. So I'm not quite sure what's on Volume 1 of this, or how they managed to stretch this out to a second volume, a double album. But again, dirt cheap, new and sealed. I think that was a £5 as well. Now this is a band I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with. Mainly hate, I think. It's the Enid. They're always a little bit too classical, a bit too Last Night at the Proms, symphonic, very classical prog. This is the album by them that I do rather like though. I've seen them live quite a few times, considering not a band I'm crazy about, that this is a decent album. Some of their albums I've offloaded fairly recently, but this is a good one. This is a keeper. Thomas Dolby, Aliens Ate My Buick. Love that artwork. Fantastic sleeve design. Looks like it's a promo copy. And a bit of 80s synth pop. Now this one, I hummed and hawed about whether to pick it up, but again it was cheap and thought why not. Somebody has made their own kind of DIY cover for it. Quartz Live. But the reason I picked it up was because it's an original pressing on the Reddington's Rare Records label. And Reddington's, I seem to remember, was a record shop in Birmingham in the Midlands. And the record shop had its own labels, and they put out, I don't know how many records they put out actually, but this is the one I'm most familiar with, I guess. And I think again MCA picked them up after this was released and put this album out on MCA. So the Reddington's version is the rare version, but originally came with almost like a monochrome version of sleeve, which was later used by MCA. So what happened to that, I don't know, but someone's done their own bit of artwork there. So happy to have that. This was a new one on me, Full Killers, out of state plates. And this features a couple of guys who were in a band called True West. And I did have a True West album. I offloaded it. It wasn't really my thing. It was a little bit too, I guess, a little bit Paisley Underground, a little bit maudlin. So I may not like this. But again, for the price I got it for, I was more than happy to pick it up and give it a go. It does feature guest artists, including members of Rain Parade and Bourgeois Tag. So it could be worth a go. Less Than Zero soundtrack. Had to get this because it has got Slayer's version of Inagada da Vida, the Iron Butterfly track on it. Knew nothing about this, did a quick search on Discogs, and it's described as stoner rock, and I thought, yeah, all day long. Actually got 2 copies of this because they were £2 each, and I thought it'd be stupid to leave the other one behind. Comes on this really tasty turquoise vinyl, and I think it's a live kind of mini album, so I'm interested to hear what it's like. Described as stoner rock, but the title of the album's If You Don't Know Can, You Don't Know Cologne. So perhaps it's got those sort of motoric grooves in it that's the best sort of krautrock has as well. So £2, couldn't go wrong. And talking stoner rock, a sealed copy of Gorilla versus Grifter. And Gorilla I'm familiar with. Grifter I don't know, but I'm assuming they're both stoner rock bands. They take a side apiece on this album. Really nice artwork on that as well. Then a bit of late 80s metal. Never heard of this band. There's another Dead Ringer who were part of the new wave of British heavy metal. This isn't them. I'm assuming this is going to be bordering on sort of hair metal, perhaps melodic hard rock. It's got titles like Summer Come Loud and Love's a Killer. So I'm expecting this to be good bit of cheesy fun, and again, dirt cheap. Very happy to pick this one up. The Romantics in Heat, Japanese pressing. I've got one of the other albums by the Romantics, but this is the one that is, I think, quite often considered their best. There may be some kind of debate over that, but very pleased to have it with the original Japanese language inserts, the obi strip. Very, very happy to have that. And finally, an album by Maritz, who have been kicking around for many years. This album came out about 10 years ago, I think, but they've been going since probably the mid to late 80s. I'm pretty sure I used to see them supporting other bands at the Marquee, and places like that back in sort of 86, 87. They feature a guy on guitar, Greg Hart, who is the sort of mainstay of the UK rock scene, and he's better known these days as being the guy behind Cats in Space, who are a band who I do really like. This, I think, is more sort of mainstream melodic hard rock, whereas Cats in Space have more of a kind of a jellyfishy kind of melodic power pop kind of thing going on. But I paid £3 for that, so I was going to leave it behind. So there you go. That is my haul from the Kempton Record Fair. I don't know how often they're going to have those fairs, but I need to save up my pennies and get myself back because it was a really good day. Yeah, there you have it. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you think of these albums. You probably know more about quite a few of these than I do. So what should I listen to first? What should I chuck away? Your thoughts are always welcomed, and I will be back again soon. Take care. Bye for now.